Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to On a Mission. I'm Emily Mae, and I'm here with Melanie, and we're going to chat all about Saturday, and we have some special guests tonight. How are you, Melanie?
I'm good, Emily. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I went to an arcade after work. I was going to randomly mention that.
Oh, that's fun. I like
And I
that.
haven't been to an arcade in a little while. So it was fun. I got to play all my favorite games.
I
So.
love that. One day, I will make a little extra cash and I will buy myself a full-fledged Miss Pac-Man. That is my dream, to buy a full Miss Pac-Man game.
All right, we will make that.
Mm-hmm.
We'll make that happen. Hello, everyone in the chat. We have Front Row is with us. Tony's with us. Thank you all for joining.
Hi, guys.
Melanie, we're a few days away from the March 5th show. I know we have so much on our mind. We are getting ready. We've seen so many of the talent heading to Conroe, Texas this weekend. They are training in the gym. Have you seen that?
I have. We have a lot of really hungry talent that's coming to Mission Pro. You guys already know that. Every show we have, everybody's always out, not just to prove themselves, but to keep their name in y'all's mouths, because you guys are such great fans. You guys keep sharing, retweeting, and posting and letting them know how amazing they are. So they just want to keep up in their game, and that's for y'all. So we appreciate you guys always doing that, sharing our stories, of course, and theirs. Right now is such a, I don't know, it's like this new like, I don't want to say evolution, but this new golden age of women's wrestling. And I feel like Mission Pro and even one of our sponsors, CCW, are like in this mecca of it all, just putting on some amazing shows. And March 5th is just going to be another one of those Mission Pro bangers that, the ladies keep putting on. Just so exciting.
Yeah, it's going to be really incredible. Yeah, Tony is streaming some stuff. I have to say, it is March 1st, Melanie, and you're bringing up, women in wrestling, and it is Women's History Month this month.
It is.
And Mission Pro has come a long way, and we're still have so many incredible things to do. And I wanted to give a shout out to all the women that have been a part of Mission Pro along the way, in front of the camera, in the ring, behind the scenes. And Melanie, you've been an integral part of that. And so we're going to have some amazing, some content coming out this month, throughout the month, to celebrate the ladies that have been a part of Mission Pro. So I'm excited.
I love that. I love that. And I also love the fact that, we just have such an amazing cast of characters. I say cast of characters lovingly. I don't want anybody to take offense to it, but it's just, it's all lovingly, because I mean, we are just, nobody's the same, but for some reason we all just get along. There's always laughing. There's always like fun camaraderie and teasing. And, I don't know if you guys saw, Thunder Rosa's vlog a couple weeks ago, where she was with Sam Laterna, and Sam apparently carries Vienna sausages with her wherever she goes, because it's just in case, a case kind of food. And I love learning that about people, because I would have never thought that Sam would have carried just random Vienna sausages in a can.
And I've never seen that. I've never seen that in all the times we've seen her.
Yeah,
I've never seen it. So
exactly. So, which is awesome. So, I mean, I just think that it's amazing, the things that you can learn about somebody. We're always out and about at the shows. So actually sitting down and talking to people during, whether it's Black History Month that just passed, or Latino History Month, or even Women's History Month this month, check out the interviews that are coming out, because you get to know a little bit more about the wrestler and the person, that's on y'all's TVs and on your screen. So it's just awesome. I love it.
And speaking of conversations for Women's History Month, Thunder Rosa had an amazing interview with Denise Salcedo, who's also our commentator at Mission Pro. It was a very powerful conversation. It really gets to the heart of who Thunder Rosa is and what she's working for. So go check it out if you have not. And there's, you know, like you said, Melanie, there's incredible women that have been a part of
Mhm.
Mission Pro that come from all over, that have different stories that you've never heard
Yes.
of, that they've never shared, and a lot of them, you know, have opened up and you know, are speaking their, you know, speaking their truth and their moment, and so it's beautiful to hear that.
Yeah,
You'll definitely
absolutely.
see and hear a lot of that in the next few weeks.
It's so much fun. Guys, if you guys are not subscribed to our YouTube channel, go check it out. Lots of content coming out. Lots of stuff being put out. So go subscribe and hit the notification bell so you guys get all that good stuff and all the updates. It's gonna be a lot of fun. There's gonna be a lot. Maybe Mission Pro comes out with its own vlog, you know, a little behind the scenes. I've been filming some stuff. I've been filming some stuff the last couple of shows,
You're
but it's time
sneaky,
we're trying to
sneaky.
put it together now. Now, yeah, exactly. We got to actually put it together now. So we're having some help doing that because, as y'all know, I'm kind of busy. I'm a little
Yeah,
busy.
you're busy. You have a lot going on.
A little bit, a
A
little
little
bit.
bit. Yeah, Tony says, I love the cast of characters on Mission Pro, from Thunder and everyone in between, all the way down to the DJ. Yes,
Yes.
y'all are amazing. That's true. Hi, Gorilla Press in the chat. Welcome.
And just our countdown to our main, our big show on April 2nd. I'm wearing my Wrestling with Unicorns. I know Dave LaGreca's got his,
Love it.
shirts. So I'm wearing my Wrestling with Unicorns shirt because, gotta rep the homies, guys. And Wrestling with Unicorns is an amazing guy. If you guys don't follow him on social media, you absolutely should. He's out there, busting his butt from sea to shining sea to record some of the best indie talent in the US. So shout out to Wrestling with Unicorns. That's my little moment for him.
Yes, I love it. So are you going to have your shirt of the, like, have a different shirt every day leading up to our
I feel
show?
like I should. I don't know if I have as many as Dave LaGreca, but I'm getting there, but I feel like I should. I mean, I do have my LaGreca shirt, so.
Well, okay. I mean, we're all BFFs now, so I guess that's fine.
Exactly.
Well, we definitely need to get you more t-shirts. And we'll definitely have, I know we have some more merch coming soon, so watch out for that as well.
Absolutely, guys. Just to touch on what Emily said, we're gonna have a lot more merch for April 2nd. April 2nd, of course, being our Bangers Only show in Dallas, Texas. So make sure you get your tickets for that, missionprowrestling.net, or for this weekend, missionprowrestling.net. Get your tickets. We're gonna have a lot of exclusive merch for April 2nd. We're also going to have exclusive merch for online only. So be looking out for exclusive t-shirts and hoodies and some other stuff. And they will only be available online because we've noticed that once we get a design out and it's at the show, it sells out really quickly. And I cannot put it online because it's just, honestly, there's just no point. I don't have enough stock. So I'm going to create something that's just for online. So because you guys have been asking, you guys have been emailing, so I'm getting it done. Just give me some time.
Yes, it's a Melanie merch. It's a Melanie merch bomb. That's what you just did. You just dropped it.
Melanie merch bomb. There you go, guys. So exclusive content for online only because you guys can get out of my inbox now.
So you guys, everyone line up on the inbox.
Yeah. It's coming. I promise it's coming.
Yeah, so we have, I mean, it's incredible. We have 3 shows in the next 6 weeks. We have the show on Saturday. Again, we have the show at the GCW Collective on April 2nd, and then April 16th, a few weeks later. So we don't even have time to recover, Melanie. We're going to full steam ahead. We're going to be back at the Salvation Army. And it's a new location, right, Melanie?
It is a new location, guys. So make sure you guys are checking out all the information when it drops. It's a totally new location. It is a bigger location, lots more parking, bigger gym for more people. So we want to pack this place up. They are, just to give you guys a little back information. So they are starting some new Boys and Girls Club programs at this new location. So we are there to help them get it off the ground and let people know, hey, we are here, and they are going to use this money for their classrooms. They're going to use this money for the programs. They're going to use this money for gas to bring the kids there. They do so much stuff. So every ticket sold, they get a piece of that. They get a donation from that, because that is what we do at Mission Pro. We are here for the community. Once again, it is in a minority neighborhood. They need the after school programs. These are working families who need after school programs for their little ones, because it's, childcare. You guys know it, those who have kids, childcare is expensive. Even if you don't have kids, childcare is expensive.
Oh, I know it's expensive. I mean, I don't have kids, but like my sister is like is a full-time teacher and has a little one, and trying to balance that. So, it's such an important cause to support.
Absolutely. So guys, this weekend, that's a good thing to know. This weekend we are live on Title Match Network. Yeah. We are live March 5th on Title Match Network. April 16th, we are live on Title Match Network. But for the GCW Collective on April 2nd, we will be with GCW, the Collective, on Fight TV. Okay?
Yes. So write that down. Make sure you have Fight TV, and make sure you have Title Match Network, and you write those dates down, because you definitely don't want to miss those.
Yeah. We got a lot more dates to drop on you guys too. We'll be dropping our calendar, but March 5th, April 2nd, April 16th are the ones coming up. Okay. June 25th. I know I'm missing a date in there, which is in May. I'll talk about that later, but just so you guys know, it's been confirmed. June 25th, we're heading back to Oklahoma City. All right. Oklahoma City PopCon. We're going to head out over there. I believe it's the 90s PopCon. So, maybe you can think of a 90s name, man.
A 90s name? There has to be an outfit involved.
I definitely think.
Did we talk about this, or do we always talk about dressing up?
No, we always just talk about dressing up.
Oh, okay.
That's what it is. I feel like we have themes, and we got to go for it. I think we have to go 90s for this. Yeah, June 25th show.
This can be really good.
Oh. I think I'm just gonna be comfortable. Let's go grunge. I'm going grunge, guys.
90s grunge.
I'm going 90s grunge.
Oh my gosh. So we'll definitely post more information as the June show gets closer. We're going to get through these April shows, and you will definitely hear more. So if you're not liking and following Mission Pro on all of our social platforms, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, go do that, because that's where all of the matches that are coming up on the 2nd are going to drop, all of the talent that's coming out there. So you don't want to miss it.
And Emily's already dropped some of that April 2nd talent.
I did.
If you guys have not seen it, some of that talent has been dropped. Go check it out. I mean, she has dropped
let's see
some names. I don't want to give away names you haven't dropped yet. So I'm like,
no, I know. I'll tell you right now who we dropped, because I don't want you to give out names either. Lufisto is coming on April 2nd. Are you ready?
Indie Hall of Famer Lufisto is going to be at our show for the first time, debuting.
Another huge debut. If you have not seen it, Tasha Steeles is going to be at Mission Pro.
Hell yeah. Impact's own Tasha Steeles. Come on.
I saw her match a few weeks ago. It was incredible. Returning to Mission Pro, we have Genocide will be there.
She's been killing it at NWA, guys, and so she's been busy. Now she's coming back. I believe she's been out the last 2 shows. This will be her 2nd show, so she's coming back. I'm so excited to have her back. She's such an amazing force.
The fans have been clamoring for it. They've been asking for Genocide. We're so happy.
Miss her. Y'all miss her
too. That bionic beast. I know. Everyone wants to see her.
I know.
And then also. We have returning, who we haven't seen in a while, since her big debut. Masha Slamovich is coming back.
Masha, the newly signed to Impact Masha Slamovich. Yes. She has not been with us since she's been signed.
She has that new signed glow.
I know. I want her to make sure she does her hair though. She's got that new like mohawk, faux hawk type thing going on now. She better do that. I'll help her tease that thing up. I can help her. I can spray it down.
Oh yeah.
I was born,
So you need
before a lot of
hairspray.
people, so I know how to use some Aquanet. All right, I
Oh,
know how to use some.
don't breathe that in.
I know how to use some LA looks. That's how old I am, y'all.
Oh my
Y'all don't even know.
goodness. But yeah, so that's who we've announced so far. We will not be announcing. You'll just have to wait a little bit more, a little bit longer. But we do kind of have a teaser graphic up with some of the ladies on, so you could try to deduce who will be there. But we are so excited. I know that we're a month out today. So, or tomorrow.
Crazy. It's crazy, guys. There's going to be so much happening that weekend, but make sure you get your tickets. Make sure you're tuning in because you're not going to want to miss the inaugural all women's show with the collective. We are the only all women's show to ever run with the collective. This is going to be an amazing moment and you don't want to miss it. Honestly, it's going to be crazy and so much fun. So speaking of, I'm just going to backtrack a little bit here, but I want to bring in Tiny Tanaily, and I already mentioned, guys, I've got some years on some people, on most of the people at Mission Pro. So in the 90s, I lived through the 90s. I feel like I want to talk to Tiny a little bit about the 90s because I feel like she
was barely in the 90s.
She was barely in the 90s, and I would like to see what her
perspective,
what is her perspective of the 90s are, because just to me it's still fresh in my mind, even though it shouldn't be. That's how it's like, it's got cobwebs, but it's still fresh in my mind in the 90s. So it's crazy to me that there's a 90s pop con. It's like, wow, my childhood has come full circle.
Yeah, I know, but we're just gonna have to embrace it, Melanie. We're gonna fully embrace it.
I would say the year I graduated, but then y'all guys would start counting back to see when I was born, and I'm not giving that away that easily. But I do want to talk to Tiny. Come on, Tiny.
Yes. All right. Tiny Tanaily, Suplex Queen. We're gonna let her in here because we got to talk to you.
Yes.
Welcome to On a Mission.
Hello, happy to be here.
Yeah, we're happy to have you.
We're talking about the 90s. What do we remember of the 90s, Tiny?
Man, when I think of the 90s, I just remember cartoons like Rugrats and stuff, if I'm being honest. Okay. I was born in 1998, so I had 2 years.
Okay.
I got a few years on you.
So was there other, so you were like little one. Was there anything else, like, because it obviously like moved a little bit past that time?
I mean, like the style of the 90s too. I can always remember because it was a great style. But yeah, no, mainly just the cartoons.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of miss them baggy pants because those baggy pants.
Oh I still wear baggy pants,
right?
Melanie, they're coming back.
But it's so much harder. It's so much harder to find them now. I just remember dragging my mom to the mall.
Clothes.
Yes, exactly.
Like the guy long cargos.
Yeah. This is gonna age me a lot, but I remember dragging my mom to the mall trying to look for like Jenkos. I knew they were too expensive and they were out of my mom's price range, but I was like, let's go, Mom. We'll find the generic ones. I don't care. I just want some baggy pants. Right. I need pockets to hide my stuff in. She's like, what stuff? I'm like, I don't know, like lipstick, so I don't carry a purse. I don't know.
Right, I hate carrying bags in general. So cargos are like my favorite kind of pants. I got all the pockets.
See, okay, what do we carry in the pocket? I want to know.
Pockets, chapstick.
Yep.
I'm with you on that one.
My wallet, of course.
Of course.
I feel like that's basically the gist of it. Yeah. Phone, chapstick, wallet.
What kind of wallet? Are we talking about like is it
it's
a button wallet?
Little wallet. It just has a little zipper. It's like
okay.
You see, like,
it's like a little pocket
right there in the front. So I'm very simple.
Like a little bit of coins.
Yeah, like I can fit a little bit of coins.
Little cash.
I can fit it has like a little pocket for my cards to go, and like if I want to have a little bit of change, like cash, I can put it in the bag. It's calm.
I love it.
Do you ever put any of your medals in your pants?
I don't. I don't. I'd rather just wear them,
I love it. Let's talk about the medals, though. I love them. You have them all lined up. They're very nicely displayed. Very nice.
So talk about them.
So these are actually just my gold medals. I have like silver ones in like a box somewhere, but yeah, no, they're all my amateur wrestling medals. So I won them throughout high school and college.
Amazing. So how many competitions have you done?
No clue, honestly, because in high school, I think I started my freshman year. Okay. Well, I started in 8th grade doing amateur wrestling, but nobody was my size, so it was kind of hard. Like I just wrestled like people on my team, basically. Like I just did practice. But right. Going like on tournaments and stuff was when I got to freshman year, and it's like basically every weekend. So honestly, I have no clue how many it was. I had completely lost count.
Oh my goodness.
Was there ever a time like in high school? Because I know that the dedication, just being an athlete in high school in general, it takes so much dedication, because after school you have practice, and then you have your homework, and then you've got, of course, whatever you have to do at home. Was there ever a time you're like, okay, maybe I just need a break, I gotta step away from this, it's too much? Or
honestly, I just feel like wrestling has always helped me do better in general. So as long as I was wrestling, everything else like went well. So I kind of just couldn't stop. And then the times that I did stop, it was like I was hurt, so I had to, and it just sucked. But yeah, no, overall, it was just easier to wrestle, but it was a lot. I mean, I wrestled on the guys and the girls team in high school, so I was like varsity for both teams, captain of the girls team, and then wrestled like at all the guys tournaments too. So it was a lot. Like I went from I did dual enrollment in high school, so I went to like the community college that was nearby, and then I would go to school for practice. And so like I would do weightlifting practice for an hour, girls wrestling practice for 2 hours, and then guys wrestling practice for 1 hour.
Oh my gosh.
And like literally just all practice all day long. And I mean, basically I do the same thing. I practice like all day long now too. But it was just like, it's crazy going back and thinking about it. Like, man, like.
Oh no, we lost her. No. Oh, there she is. There she is.
Yeah,
there she is. There she is.
But yeah, overall though, it's just cool to be able to do it, you know, and like have a thing that's like mine always.
That's amazing. I mean, I don't think people realize, and we've said it before, the dedication that goes into wrestling, because there's a lot of people like, hey, I went to wrestling school, I graduated, I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna wrestle now. Which like is great, but it's constant learning.
Yeah, you're always learning. And the thing too with wrestling that I've noticed in like pro wrestling, amateur wrestling, and even like I did jiu-jitsu for a while too, you know, the more coaches you have, the better, because every coach like is good at different things. Everyone knows different things. So the more people you go out and learn from is like the better, you know?
Yeah. I mean, can you talk a little bit? So you started in 8th grade. And so like, what made you want to try amateur wrestling? And like,
this is like my favorite story to tell.
I know. I'm curious. I know.
It really is though. So right. So back in 8th grade, basically, I loved WWE. I would watch it all the time. I started watching it not too early in life. Like I want to say like 6th grade. But when I started watching it, I was just like, heck yeah, like I love this, you know? And so I was a TA, so like a teaching assistant for the wrestling coach. He taught, like I went through a K through 8 school. So he taught 2nd grade, and I needed an extra class, extra credit, and whatever. And so I was TAing for him, helping him out with his 2nd grade class. And we were talking about wrestling, like WWE. And he was like, yeah, you know, I'm a wrestling coach too. Like, why don't you try it out? And I was like, I don't know. I'm like, and he was like, well, you know, it's all right. You're too small anyways. You wouldn't be good. How do you get somebody to something? Tell them that they can't, you know? And
oh my goodness.
From there, I started out, and you know, I fell in love. Like it wasn't like WWE at all. It's very different. I mean, it's similar, has similarities, but it is very different. But I fell in love, and I just decided, you know, keep going with it. I got really good. I was state champ twice. I was on the national team. I got a scholarship to go to college. I was ranked every year in college, but I was ranked nationally every year in college. But right before nationals, every year I got hurt, so I never placed at nationals.
Oh, goodness.
But yeah, that's basically like the story on how it started.
Yeah, I mean, that's incredible. I mean, it just shows your dedication, and like when you find that spark and that passion, like you just fully embrace it. Like how many, like I would love to know like that journey with your coaches, because each, like you said, each coach teaches you something different along your stage as you're learning different, you know, along your journey as an athlete.
With my middle school coach, Coach Marsaniak. He was also the women's wrestling coach in my high school.
Okay.
So I stuck with him. And then we had like an assistant coach. She was like, she was kind of new to it, but she was kind of there. So we had like a woman figure as well.
Right.
And then after that, I started wrestling with the guy wrestlers. So I had, they have 3 coaches, Coach Bucky, Coach Brad, and Coach Kelly. And they were just like so amazing when I started with them. Cause I mean, I was the only girl there, you know, and we have a whole girls team. So I didn't have to wrestle with the guys, but I just felt like I was getting it was my sophomore year that I started wrestling with them. And I just felt like I was getting like stagnant. Like I wasn't learning anything new, and like, you know, I'm doing good, I'm winning my matches, but like I want to be a state champion. So I started wrestling with them. He helped me to like fill out the forms and like do the tryouts for the national team. So I had national team coaches, which were like another 3 coaches. After that, it was my college coaches. Well, I also went to like seminars too.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I don't remember the name of the coach for summer.
Oh yeah,
I went
no,
to,
that's fine.
like, each year at least like 8 to 15 seminars. Like, so I had all those, and then my college coaches, which they helped like massively too. It's Coach Jackson. I went to Missouri Baptist University. Coach Jackson and Coach Otterly. They're amazing coaches.
Yeah. I mean, I love that. I love hearing that because it just shows like how many people have an influence on you and help teach you different things and like
and
help
I remember
navigate.
their names, you know, like
I know, like
Yeah.
help navigate that for you.
So I'm curious, when you went from amateur wrestling into the world of now indie wrestling, how much of like you're like, okay, I can do that, and you're like, oh wait, what? I have to do like what was the learning curve like? Because it's so different. I feel like.
Yeah, it is very different. But honestly, it kind of came a little naturally to me. So like when my first day, you know, I remember like we started doing the rolls and, you know, like the little warm-ups and stuff. And I was like, oh, this is easy. You know, I do this every day, you know, do little rolls. And then we started doing like the chain wrestling and stuff. You know, chain wrestling came pretty naturally. It's just, I think the main thing was me. Like it wasn't the wrestling. Like the wrestling just came naturally, you know. But in like the learning, I catch on to things really fast. You know, I'm still young. But with me, it's more like paying attention to the crowd and, you know, making sure that my character is like up to par and how I want it to be. And just, you know, the facials, make sure my face is out and not in. And those little things where it's like mainly, you know, the crowd, because the crowd really matters. You know, you got to focus on them and, you know, they matter, you know, that's who we're there for. But overall, I would say that's the main like thing that I've been trying to work on more because that's like been the hardest thing. Because in amateur wrestling, I'm trying to block out the crowd. You know, like I don't want to hear you. I'm just trying to focus. You know.
It's funny. Do you find yourself like now in indies? You're like, okay, like do you get into your own head and you're like, okay, I have to interact with the crowd, or I have to. You do?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, no, I do. I'll be in the middle of wrestling, and I'm like, okay. Boom, suplex. I'm like, oh wait, crowd, hello. You know?
Yeah, you have to like kind of switch it on a little bit, right? Like you remind yourself, like,
I
oh,
do know,
it's a little bit
and
different.
it's like, you know, after each match, I find it easier to, you know, fire up better and, you know, communicate with the crowd better and all that. But it's like, you know, it's a process. You know, I'm a year in to the indie wrestling, but you know, it's like each time it gets easier for sure.
Yeah. Is there anyone that like helped give you some takeaways like before you had your first match and you walked out there? Like I know that's a big moment in everyone's career.
No, so I have well, he's my boyfriend now. Wasn't my boyfriend at the time, but his name's Brian Atomic. He's a wrestler too. But him. He's just always in my ear. Like, and after each match, it's like, you know, sometimes it gets annoying, like criticism, but you gotta hear it, and it's great because I mean, he knows what he's talking about. Then again, sometimes it's like, oh, you're my boyfriend, like whatever. But he helps so much. He really does, and it's always like, you know, that I've never been with somebody who like wrestled too and did all that, and so it's cool to have that aspect, to have somebody, you know, there like in the journey with you.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with that. I was actually talking to somebody. It's like, I like all these wrestling pairings, and they're so cute. Not just that, but I think you guys help push each other better, especially when you guys have your goals are aligned.
Oh, definitely.
And I love it. Because you guys understand the journey it's on. It's not an easy journey. People don't understand wrestling is not easy. It's almost every weekend. You guys are traveling. You guys are on your drives, you know, as we call them. You know, you may not be working the show, but you're still trying to work at the show.
Exactly.
It's a lot of getting out there, and you know, and it can be hard. Have you found it in any time where it's just you know, just trying to get hard either to get booked or trying to get on a show or trying to get at a show or trying to just, you know, like what's been the toughest part so far of your indie journey?
Yeah, okay, so honestly, I haven't really talked too much about this in general, like
Mm-hmm.
in like a live platform, but you know, I did train at Team Vision Dojo,
Mm-hmm.
and they have a lot of heat behind them. I didn't know about the heat when I started, so once I started getting into like the indie scene, that's like doing outside matches. That's when I started hearing about it. So I would literally have girls like, oh, I don't want to wrestle her because she's at Team Vision Dojo, or like I wouldn't be booked because I'm like, you know, still training there and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that's been the hardest thing. You know, I'm not with them now anymore, so it's been a little easier. But it's still, you know, I still have that like in my past, you know. So sometimes it does come up, and it's like it's annoying. You know, I didn't know it's not my fault, but hey, you know, we all have our own challenges. But I would definitely say that's been the most challenging.
Yeah, I can see that as well. What like as far as being a year in though, like what has been the best or the positive, you know, in this past year? Besides Mission Pro. No,
I was like Mission Pro all the way.
It was crazy. I got like a message from Holodead, and I'm like, Holodead? Like, hold on.
You're like, is it the real one? Is she verified? What's going
on? Hold on.
And I saw it, and it was about Mission Pro, and I was like, of course, you know, like it's so exciting, especially, you know, all women's like program. It's crazy. It's an honor to be able to be, you know, a part of it for sure. But other than that, I don't know, I would say just being able to wrestle in general. You know, I went through a lot in college with concussions.
Mm-hmm.
So I had 4 concussions in 3 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And so, and also like, you know, when I graduated, I was thinking, you know, do I want to go like the pro wrestling route or do I want to go the UFC route?
Right.
And I was like, with my head, you know, pro wrestling is probably the better idea. And overall, you know, I started amateur wrestling thing. It would be like WWE. So might as well, you know, keep that going. And yeah. I love like pro wrestling more than I love UFC realistically. But yeah, I know the concussions, and it was just a lot. There came to a time where I didn't even know like if I would be allowed to wrestle again. So just being able to, you know, get in there and do what I love is like the best thing ever, honestly.
I love that. And do you find, because I know I'm not a wrestler, and I find it super annoying and super condescending, especially when I see people who are injured and they say, "Oh, well, wrestling is fake."
Yeah, it is annoying. And like, you know, I always think back to like when I was in high school and people would ask me like, "Oh, you wrestle? Is it fake like WWE?" And it's like, come on, like don't. No. Yeah. First of all, they're different, and second of all, like it's not even fake. You know, it's scripted. There's a difference. You know,
exactly.
And we're still, you know, we're out there. We're risking our bodies. We're jumping off high things. We're getting hit with foreign objects, and even the wrestling in general. If you land wrong. Mm-hmm. You can break your arm, dislocate your elbow. There's so much that goes into it that, you know, people don't understand. And, you know, you got to think about, like, look at somebody like me that, you know, I've done amateur wrestling, I've done, you know, jiu-jitsu and those kind of things. And I still decided to go the pro wrestling route. So what does that tell you, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like you have such an amazing family and like support system around you that have supported you since you were in the 8th grade on this journey.
Yeah, it's actually crazy. My mom, my mom was a single mom for a long time. It was me and my 2 sisters, so like all women.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, it's great. When I started wrestling in 8th grade, I asked her, I was like, "Mom, can I try for wrestling?" And she was like, "No." And I was like, "What do you mean?" Like, no. She's like, "No, it's for boys." And I was like, "Oh, okay, fine, whatever." I still tried out. I told her I was going to volleyball tryouts. And then like the day of the first match, I was like, "Mom, come to my volleyball game." She gets there, there's like mats laid out and all this stuff. And she's like, "What is this?" I'm like, "Mom, come on, like, just watch. I promise I'm good. You know, if I win, you gotta let me do it."
That is amazing.
And so we went, I did it, you know, I won my matches. I was undefeated that night. And I went to her afterwards and I was like, "Mom, you see, I told you I'm good." And she was like, "Well, fine, like you can do it, but as long as you don't get hurt." And then that was just a whole other story. But
wow.
I mean, it was like hard for her to think about it because my mom's a fashion designer. She makes clothes, wedding dresses, things like that. You know, she makes my gears. And so you would never expect like for her child to want to be a wrestler, you know? And so she didn't expect it. And like slowly she started getting more into it. Now she's like my biggest fan, you know? So it took a little bit of time starting out, but when she saw me and she saw that I was good and that I was like loving what I was doing and I was really passionate about it, she was like full on board.
You catfished your own mom, Tiny.
You
Wow.
I had no choice.
Catfished.
It was worth it though.
It was so worth it.
I love it so much. That is an amazing story. How long did it take? How long did it take her to come on board? Like, she saw you that night, and
so she saw me that night, and she was like, so it was funny though, because she's like watching like this, like, is she okay? And then my first match ended in like 30 seconds. It was really fast. I pinned the girl quickly, and so she covers her eyes, and you hear my little sister and Biddy like, "Whoa, 34 seconds!" And she's like, "It's done." And it's just so. But no, back to your question. It took her a while. Like, I want to say, once I got to like towards like the middle of my freshman year is when she got more like on board and like more in it and like coming to all the matches and just wanting to be there and watch me.
I think it's funny, like, how long after you catfished her where she was like, okay, I'm not upset anymore?
We didn't even really talk about it too much. It was like I was like, Mom, please, like, fine, like, come on, just let me do it. And she was like, whatever, like, fine, just don't get hurt. That was her main thing, I don't want you to get hurt.
Yeah.
All that. And then that became a whole different thing because then I would get hurt sometimes and I didn't want to tell her. But yeah, no, I mean, it was kind of fast, honestly. Like, she came back in pretty quickly. It didn't take too long. My mom's always been very supportive, and I got to give her that. She didn't want me to wrestle at first, but since like I started and she's seen that, I'm very passionate about it, she's full more. Like I said, she's literally my biggest fan. She's always there.
I love that she makes your gear.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
My first one. So I try to make my gears kind of look like a wrestling singlet, but a little girly, so it has like a little slit in the middle. And like the first one, I was like, Mom, like, can you please make it? I want you to make it. I was like, I'll buy the fabric, just do it. Like, I think it would be great. And so she did it, and she was like, like, fine, cool. Like, I'll keep on doing it. And if you notice, if you pay attention, all of my gears are based off comic book characters. So like the color scheme. So it's been a lot easier than having to go to like somebody else to go do it and all that, for sure. Like, I would not have as many gears that I do have if it wasn't for her 100%.
That's awesome. I know there's actually a couple of parents that I know who make gear for their kids, and it's just so awesome talking to them because they're so proud of it. And then all of a sudden, like, I was talking to one mom who makes gear, and she was coming up with gear ideas before her daughter would even say anything. She's like, "Oh, okay, Mom. Yeah, I mean, if you want to make it, sure." Right. She's like, "Yeah, I was watching this show, and I thought it would really look great. Let's go ahead and do that." And she's like, "Sure. I mean, if you want to make it, go for it."
Right. Like, right. When it's done.
Exactly. And I love that so much because, I mean, that's just, things obviously, in wrestling can start adding up, your shoes and your knee pads and whatever else gear you add to it, not to mention the makeup that you guys go through.
Yes.
Something that
I was never
guys don't know about
like that before I started indie wrestling. So like once I started doing the shows and stuff, I was like, man, yeah, I should wear makeup, at least a little something. And I started, and like, honestly, it's kind of fun doing it now, like once I started getting into it more. But yeah, no, I've never been like a makeup girl. Most I would do is like mascara, eyeliner, that's it.
Yeah. Because you guys can do show makeup. It doesn't have to be like, oh, I'm going out to like a restaurant makeup. You guys can do show makeup. It can be exaggerated and it just looks so great on camera, and it looks so great on the during the show.
Like, I see rhinestones. I see rhinestones and glitter.
I love the little like diamonds and like a Euphoria look. It's so cute.
Yeah, it's amazing the things but yeah, people don't realize it's like eyelashes cost, guys. Sponsor these ladies.
And I usually do lash extensions, so I don't have them right now, but I usually do lash extensions because they stay on longer. And it's like my worst fear is like being in a match and my eyelash falling out, like the strip just hanging from my eye.
Yeah.
Oh, we've been there. We've seen it.
Oh, we find them. We find them all over.
We do. We're doing like you're like, where's my other eyelash? It's in the middle of the ring. Don't worry about it.
The ref has it.
The ref has it in her pocket. You're not getting it back.
Somewhere. And they look like little caterpillars at the
They
end of the
do.
night. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, it's just an eyelash. So you talked a little bit about your gear being comic book character themed. Do you have some favorite ones? Favorite comic books?
That's my favorite. Hulk's has always been my favorite. Well, green's my favorite color, and I don't know. I just love the aspect is like, you know, he gets angry and he gets stronger. The angrier he gets stronger, but he doesn't want to be that way, you know.
Yeah.
And it makes his life harder, but you know, he finds a way to still want to help people at the end of the day. And so the Hulk has just always been my top one.
I love that. Mine's dark. Mine's Batman. Mine's always been Batman.
It's Batman.
It's Batman. Like that's like the whole, I think that encompasses the beginning of my love life in my 20s though. I always go for the bad boy, and after a while I was like, wow.
I mean, I have the Hulk. He's like basically bipolar, so
Yeah.
Yeah, the Hulk can't really control his emotions
Exactly.
and what's happening. Now we know what you're a little bit like.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, a lot of the ladies coming definitely have. We're definitely going to get the geekdom together. Melanie met Riley Shepard last week and had a whole geek session, so she's ready to go.
What is your geekdom look like besides the Hulk? What encompasses your geekdom?
Marvel and DC. Like I love Marvel. I like Star Wars. I love Star Wars. Yeah, those are my main ones. Star Wars, Marvel, DC.
Yeah, those are good ones to have. Those take up a lot of time.
They do. They really do. And it's I would like when I was younger, I would not read. I would only read comic books. That's
okay. That's what I was just about to ask. Were you the comic book girl?
Oh yes, 100%. Right. If we go through like my childhood boxes, it's like half of them are comic books.
I love it. I love that.
So I'm assuming you saw the new Spider-Man movie.
Of course, of course. I saw it the night it came out.
Midnight showing, right?
Yes.
I love it. I'm going to ask you some questions now that are in the chat.
Yeah, there's some.
So Bobby wanted to know, Tiny, who is your dream Mission Pro opponent?
Thunder Rosa.
Oh, what's the next one?
But she hits so hard. Why do you guys always hit Thunder Rosa?
I love getting hit.
No, she is the Hulk. Okay,
that's true. That's true.
No, Thunder Rosa is always somebody I really looked up to. So it's just like a dream match in general, not even just Mission Pro, just in general. I would love to wrestle her.
Okay,
nice.
And then Rob from Gorilla Press wants to know, in your opinion, who has been your toughest opponent?
That's a good question.
And you have a lot of intergender matches. I hate using that term, but you just have so even like women, men, who has been your toughest opponent?
It would probably be a guy. Honestly, I hate to do this, but my boyfriend, Brian Atomic, because we just know so much together. Like, you know, we work. He's my main practice partner, so wrestling him is just like back and forth always, you know, and it's always like just a really good match. And you know, it's tough. It's a hard opponent. He's very good, you know, and he's not too like known and out there yet, but he will be.
There you go. I mean, that's what you need. That's why I said wrestling couples work, because you guys push each other. Especially when you guys have the same goals.
And you know, like you said, you know so much about each other that like, you know, like how to push each other's buttons in a good way to like push each other more, right? But like, speaking of opponents, you have your opponent this weekend, submission striker Jordan Blade, and you know, you both have been training really hard. And I've been seeing that work happen. How are you feeling like heading into this big debut this weekend?
I'm excited. I can't wait. Honestly, I like I said in my promo, you know, I love a challenge, and I have been looking into her stuff, and I've been seeing, you know, what she can do, and you know, it's great. Honestly, like I can't wait to just get in there and wrestle around, and you know, see who comes out on top.
You know, both you guys, you know, we affectionately call you guys shooters behind this, you know, but like, you guys both have similar backgrounds in amateur wrestling and then jiu-jitsu. It's like, is this an opponent you have come up against before?
No,
Or is this
so
kind
this
of
is gonna
like,
be like this is gonna be like my first like shooter versus shooter match. You know, I haven't had anybody that has had the amateur background
yep.
jiu-jitsu type thing, you know. So that's why I'm so excited for it. It's gonna be like a whole different aspect for me in the indie scene. So I honestly can't wait to see like what she brings to the table.
Yeah.
And that's what Emily asked me before, who my favorite matchup was. And I said yours and Jordan, because of the fact that you guys both have similar backgrounds. It's both your debuts.
Yeah.
And I'm really interested to see what you guys like go out there and do, because I mean, I feel like you guys can do stuff that a wrestler and a shooter can't do. And you guys can't do, two wrestlers can't do, because you guys have totally different different backgrounds than a lot of other people.
Yeah, and there's
but
like
similar
so
to
much
each
we
other.
could put into it. Like I have so many ideas already.
Yeah, that's the thing. I love the fact that you guys can delve deeper into your backgrounds and pull stuff out that you wouldn't normally do.
Exactly.
So
Normally doing other matches with other people, you know. I can't wait.
Yeah, I mean, I hope you're saving some surprises
yes.
for Saturday, because I feel like you both have been studying each other's.
I have a lot of things that I've wanted to do in matches, but I haven't been able to, because like maybe the other girl can't, or it's just like it wouldn't fit well in the match with that person. So I have a few things.
I love that. And then when you do you do tape study, not just of your opponent, but just of people in general?
Of course, yeah, because especially like people who I would like to wrestle, like, just to see, the moves they do, and also just look at the psychology of the matches.
Right.
Because that's another thing too that I've had to learn a lot of coming from amateur wrestling and pro wrestling, because there's a psychology behind all the matches and the way that they go. So definitely always have to tape study, visualize, all that.
And then that kind of leads into like Freddie's question a little bit. Is like, do you watch Thunder Rosa's matches, and like, what do you learn, or what do you take? What's your takeaway?
Okay, cool. No, of course I watch her matches. Of course I watch her matches, but I would say main thing honestly would go back to the psychology. She has great psychology in the ring. And her strikes are great. Just the way she executes her moves are really good, and the way she also takes moves and sells is amazing. So just looking into all those little, like little facial expressions, the way that they're posting for a move, or the way that they like do the move, and all those things.
Is there somebody that is your go-to that you like? I need to watch them more, or somebody you go back to watch? Because I know a lot of guys who go back to watch like Owen Hart or Bret Hart or Shawn Michaels.
I watch a lot of Eddie Guerrero and AJ Lee. Eddie Guerrero and AJ Lee. Those are my main two that I go back to watch.
I love it. Why Eddie?
I love Eddie. He's my favorite, honestly.
Light sheet steel. Uh-oh.
He is. I love Eddie.
I think we're getting a glimpse, Melanie, of what's going to happen.
I got to meet Hector Guerrero not too long ago, and he helped me like with the practice session and all that. And he watched my match and gave me some criticism too, and it was just like, it was amazing. Such an honor to be able to talk to somebody that was as close to him as that. But Eddie is just the way he's also small, for a man. So I like to look back at as people that have like I have a big upper body and strong legs, and him same way, but he was smaller than the average guy. And then same thing with AJ Lee, like she may be like a little skinnier than I was, but she was smaller, so she likes to do those like flippy moves and like the head scissors and all those things, which I do the amateur wrestling stuff a lot too, but I like to incorporate like not just the suplexes, but like I do head scissor stuff and like the small people things too, just to like throw it in there.
Would you like to, incorporate more lucha into your wrestling? Is that something you're trying to do? Because when you're mentioning the head scissors and stuff.
Yeah, so though I do, I try to as much as I can, with also just like showing off the amateur wrestling stuff as well. So the way I usually try to do it with like, a basic opponent who's only been doing pro wrestling is in the beginning of the match, like during my shine and stuff, I'll try to do more amateur wrestling stuff, and then when it gets like close to my comeback, then maybe do more like lucha stuff, and then like end it with like suplexes.
You're very well rounded.
You are
very well rounded.
Thank you.
So Davina wanted to know what gets you pumped up.
Yeah, we've talked about this, like music or
music,
so I always
movies.
listen to music before my match. I have like a wrestling playlist, and it's the same one I used since high school, and like I just add random songs to it sometimes. But like if I hear a new one I want to add, But yeah, no, it's just music, definitely music. I do my little wrestling, bop, jump around thing.
What is your most embarrassing song on that playlist that you were like, oh God, I don't want anybody to hear it, but I'm gonna jam out to it?
That's a good question. I'm about to pull it up.
Yeah, or one that's like, like one that like you don't expect, like that we wouldn't.
There's a Kendrick Lamar song, "Love." That's like it doesn't make sense that it's in there, but he says something about running.
Yeah.
In it, and that's why I have it in there, just because it's like, oh, running, and I think like I'll listen to it when I work out too sometimes, or like I'm jogging and stuff, and I'm like, oh, running, okay, let's do this. It's like it's a stupid thing, but yeah.
But it motivates you. It gets you going.
Like, I hear like, oh, she give me a run for my money. I'm like, let's go run.
I love it.
Melanie, did you mention your song? I think we've talked about this
I have mine to get me warmed up is like I'll do my stretches and stuff like that before I go and do anything else in the gym, is Michael Jackson's Man in the Mirror. I don't know what it is. I'm just like, yeah, I'm looking at you. Let's go.
That's great.
And it's like cheesy at the same time. It's like 80s montage kind of a song, but it gets me pumped up.
So the one, it's super cheesy and it's very like I feel like the one song that if I need motivation, and once I hear it, I'm like, I can accomplish anything, and it's Eye of a Tiger. And I'm just
that one's on the playlist.
That I'm just like, I can climb Mount Everest, and I'm ready to go.
I run up some stairs.
It's usually when I'm on the stair climber. I'm like, all right, let's do this.
I love it. And then so let's go into, because we've always got snacks at our house and in Conroe. So I want to know, what's your go-to like snack? Is it salty or is it sweet?
Spicy. I love spicy.
Okay, spicy, a third choice.
Yes, I love spicy things. So like my favorite like go-to chips, hot Cheeto Puffs.
No, stop it. Really?
Yes, I love spicy. Is my favorite. My favorite food is like buffalo wings.
Okay, I do love some buffalo wings. Yeah, I do like spicy too, but I get ridiculed because I do not like hot Cheetos. I don't
like the regular hot Cheetos.
Yeah.
So like the regular, like the baked ones are good, but I don't like the regular ones. Like it has to be the puffs, if not, or the fries. Like I like hot Cheeto fries.
Okay. Oh, the fries. Yes.
With the regular hot Cheetos, I just don't like it.
I don't like them either, but I can do those hot fries. Those hot fries are good.
You all are. You guys can have fun with those. I'll need like milk and water and all that.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you do you prefer breakfast or dinner?
That's a good question. So I never eat breakfast at breakfast time. Like it ends up being like for dinner or something. But because I don't know, it's bad, but I do usually not eat breakfast that much. So I guess it's technically both because I'll eat breakfast at dinner time.
That's funny. That's been a very popular answer.
Yeah.
That's been a very popular answer that people will eat breakfast for dinner, which, hey, I'm not hating on you. I love it.
I don't know,
but
is it French toast at night? It'd be nice.
With some pancakes. So good.
Is it because people like go for that protein shake in the morning?
Yeah.
Are you?
I'm one of those. I am.
Okay. That's what I was wondering. So I was like, I feel like that's been the trend that people go for that protein shake in the morning.
Especially because in the morning, like you have to work or you have things that you have to do. So it's much easier to like shake, drink, and you're done.
Yeah. I'm with you on that. Except mine is like half water, a little bit of milk, and then coffee. Not probably healthy for protein shake, but I
try my best not to drink like too much, drink coffee every day. But every time I go to work, I end up buying the coffee.
Yeah. I'm addicted. There's no cutting me off. Sorry.
Did you get your 5 cups today, Melanie? 5 cups today?
I believe it or not, only had 1 cup, but it poured into my protein shake, so it was kind of healthy-ish.
Okay. That's pretty. I mean, only 1 cup. That's not bad.
No, usually I'm on cup like 4 by now or 5. It's so bad. It's so bad.
That's like my mom. My mom drinks so much coffee. That's why I try my best to not drink like coffee every day. Like I do maybe like 4 times a week I'll drink coffee.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
That's really good for you. Don't get addicted like me.
I'm trying my best not to.
And I'm like
challenge, but I'm doing good.
And I'm hardcore. Like I'll drink my coffee black most times. So like, yeah,
espresso, love it.
yeah.
So Melanie, you would laugh so hard because I ran out of coffee creamer. So I have to have creamer in my coffee, but I get the non-dairy, so it's like a little bit healthy.
Mhm.
And I ran out last night, but I forgot. So I woke up this morning and I was like a coffee monster where I was like, I need my creamer. And I was like, I can't run out and get it. And it was like
Oh.
a whole thing all day of like me bribing Brandon to go get the coffee creamer so that I could survive my day.
Yeah,
I
my
thought of
husband
you.
already, that's my husband. He's like, I need real sugar. And I was like, I have Splenda. I don't use real sugar. If I put coffee, and I'm just like, use a Splenda. And he's like, man, I barely drink coffee. All I want is sugar. And I'm like, all right, well, you're just gonna have to deal. Sorry, dude.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So funny.
So Davina asked one more question. Tiny, who could you see yourself in a faction with?
Ooh, a faction. So actually, faction or like tag team. I have a tag team one in mind.
Ooh, I want to know.
Let's do.
She's actually gonna debut on Mission Pro too this on March 5th. Tiffany Nieves.
Oh,
We've talked about it like being like the Boricua baddies. And I think it would be great, honestly. We've actually talked because we were supposed to do a tag team match at a different promotion and then like ended up getting canceled because one of the girls couldn't make it or whatever. And so it's still like sitting in the back of my head, you know, like we can do this.
Yeah, I like the name too.
Oh, I like it.
You know, we're both like hardcore Puerto Rican. Like she comes out to like a Puerto Rican song, and you know, I'm like, you know, when they announce me, it's like from Jauco, Puerto Rico. It would be great, honestly. Boricua baddies, it's gonna happen.
I love it. I love it. I love it so much. I'm trying to think. Oh, yes. Somebody asked merch. Will you have merch available? Because our fans love merch.
Yeah. So I'll have my 8x10s for sure. I don't have shirts printed yet, which is kind of whack. But I do have these cards that you can like scan them and go straight to like my Pro Wrestling Tees thing. So you could buy it from there. So I'll have those staying down and stuff. But yeah, so no shirts, but 8x10s.
That's amazing. Yeah, bring those cards. It's definitely Merch Mania in the middle of intermission and after the show. So the fans love supporting you. So
absolutely.
Awesome.
Tiny, it has been so much fun talking to you. We thank you so much for your time and spending a little bit of your Tuesday with us. Where can people find you on socials?
Everywhere. Instagram, it's at Tanaily Wrestling. That's the same thing for TikTok. Facebook, you could just find me Tiny Tanaily. And then Twitter is Tiny Tanaily as well, so at Tiny Tanaily.
Perfect. Amazing. Guys, go find Tiny Tanaily, and there you go. Go like, subscribe, share, follow.
YouTube too.
All
YouTube is Tiny Tanaily as well.
Oh, there you go. And YouTube. Go check her out before March 5th. Get to know her.
Yes.
Catch up with Tiny Tanaily. Thank you so much again for joining us. We appreciate it. We look forward to having you on March 5th.
Awesome. I look forward to it. Thank you so much for having me as well.
Thank you.
Saturday. Bye. Take care.
Bye. Have a good night.
Have a good night.
Oh my gosh.
It was so much fun. I love it.
And
I'm so excited. Hey, you know, I think a tag team with her and Tiffany Nieves would be great. The Boricua baddies.
I know. I think
maybe they can take on whoever the new tag team champs are after Friday or Saturday, excuse me.
I was like, Friday?
I know.
Don't do that. After Saturday. If you guys have not purchased your tickets, go to missionprowrestling.net. If you're not able to go to Southern Star Brewery live, you can stream it on Title Match Network, and you know, you can see Tiny Tanaily, you can see Jordan Blade, you'll see Kylan King, the Renegade Twins will be there, the Bougie Reality, Maddie Ronkowski, Rashay Chanel, so many incredible, Holodead, our champion, so Jasmine Allure will be there. So many incredible ladies are coming back on March 5th, so you don't want to miss it. Melanie, do you have any other last minute announcements before we head out of here?
If you guys want to be a sponsor or sponsor a wrestler or a match for any of our upcoming shows, please email missionprowrestling@gmail.com. It's you guys get signed posters, and you guys get a lot of swag, and you guys get other little benefits, but most of all, you guys help Mission Pro bring these ladies in from far and wide, from from wherever they're coming from, like Tiny Tanaily to make her debut, and Jordan Blade and Megan Myers and stuff like that. So with your help, we are able to keep flying these girls in and get them bigger and what do you call it? Like debuts and stuff like that. Get their name out there.
Yeah, get their name.
So
Yeah, exposure and all that.
absolutely. So we appreciate everybody who has sponsored so far. We appreciate you. And if you are interested in sponsoring, just email us. It'd be great.
Yeah. Do that tonight.
Do that tonight.
All right. Melanie, where can people find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter at TCBNINLA. You can find me on Instagram at TCBTX_photography. And you can find me on Facebook at TCBTX_Melanie.
Awesome. So go follow Melanie, go support. If you need amazing photos, message her and get those booked.
There you go.
You can follow me on all social platforms at Emily Mae Heller. Thank you so much every week for joining us for On a Mission. It's our pleasure. We're always so happy to have our special guests, and we can't wait to see you all this weekend. Take care until next week. Good night.
Bye-bye.